Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes. And allegedly, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. And thank you for the super thanks. And do not answer the hustlers on the feed. That is not me propositioning you. I do not do that. So I do not hustle my followers. Okay, I'm going to be doing a prison spread. I want to find out how Alex Murdaugh's doing. This is called the Black Tarot. I figured I would use a little disturbing looking deck because it seems quite fitting. And then I'm going to use the Dark Mirror, which will help bring it forward. And let's start with this, actually. I hope you guys are doing well. He's in prison. I have his mug shot attached. He's bald as an eagle. So I guess he had a rug on his head. Yes, and then they had him shave off whatever he had on the sides. So I won't cry for you. He does not feel bad. There is absolutely no empathy in him. I won't cry for you. So he's selfish, only thinking about himself and calling the storm. Calling the storm as he knows he called the storm. Things got rough for him. He created the situation. He called the storm. And he doesn't feel sorry for his victims, is how I see that. So that's that. Let's now get into the regular deck here. Very sturdy. This one's very stiff. And I did have one that flipped over, and I'm going to pull it out. What is it? What I have here is the Hermit. The Hermit here. And then I will read that. So we have the Hermit, and it's upright. So now he knows he has to distance himself. That is distancing. I'm going to turn my light so it's not so bright. Hopefully you could see my cards there. So there we go, distancing himself. This is solitude. So basically it is about also prayer, meditation. I don't think he's doing much of that, but it is a dark night of the soul. He's going to have to go inward and introspect. Definitely trying to heal his dark side. So he's going inside a little bit, feeling vulnerable. It is self-reflection. He's going to have a lot of time to do that. And then in reverse, we have 10 of Swords in reverse. So with 10 of Swords in reverse, he's in survival mode right now. He's in total despair, in isolation. So yeah, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Let's get some more. The challenging aspect for him. What's the challenging aspect for Alex? Being now 2 life terms. He's never going to see the light of day. He will never be out, thank God. And what do I have here? I have here the 2 of Swords in reverse. And underneath it, what do I have here? Death. Yeah, the Death. The Death card. You could see it right there. It's kind of hard to see it, but that is the skeleton and the Death. And then I have here with this one here, the 2 of Swords in reverse. So with the 2 of Swords in reverse, the decision's been made. With the 2 of Swords, he's going to be very guarded. It's also going within. So he's going to be checking in with himself, checking his head and his heart about what he did. Not that he's going to probably ever publicly admit it. Maybe, I don't know. Could, but it's anyways. He has to come to peace with it. He has to come to peace. The decision's been made. There is no more intellectual crossroads or a difficult decision to make. There is no indecision. It's been done. It's been made. And now it feels like death to him. He's going to have to let it go. It's the end of something. It's the end of the trial. It is also the goodbye card. Increased self-awareness. So he's going to be thinking about the fact that he has no more choices, no intellectual crossroads that he can go down. He cannot weigh pros and cons. There is no time to do anything. That blindfold's been ripped off. Everyone can see clearly that he caused the death of his son and his wife. And that is a challenging position for him, is to actually to go inward. Going inward and all that is going to be a real problem for him, but he's being forced to do it because he's actually, being in prison. It's a lot of time on your hands. And then also King of Cups in reverse. So King of Cups is basically not being able to love yourself or love others. It's emotional manipulation. Not loved by the public, not loved by people right now. He doesn't feel loved. He never truly could bond and connect. So basically, it was all emotional manipulation. It goes back to him being very, antisocial, psychopathy, and faking it. He basically probably used cognitive empathy his entire life and he doesn't really have the ability to bond and connect with people. He just manipulates them emotionally and toys with them. What else can I say? Let's see. King with the King of Cups in reverse, he's basically vindictive. He's feeling very anxious and depressed and moody. He has emotional outbursts. He needs psychotherapy. He's very dramatic. And just like I said, he has no empathy. He's not filled with empathy. King of Cups upright is basically someone who has an overabundance of tolerance, kindness, friendliness, very diplomatic, filled with empathy, very considerate, and does not emotionally fall apart. Here, he doesn't have emotional intelligence. He's just not that guy. He is not tolerant. He's not kind. He's not diplomatic. He has no empathy. And so that's why he killed them. He killed them because he lacked empathy. And now he's no longer at intellectual crossroads to make any decisions. The decision's made. He's stuck. He's absolutely stuck in the situation. Now let's get to the focal point for Alex Murdaugh. Murdaugh. Here we go. The focal point for him. What is the focal point for him? What is the focal point for him at this point in time? Being locked up, getting his mug shot. His head is shaved clean. It looks very, I was like, whoa, no hair on his head. I couldn't believe it. So they allowed him to wear the rug on his head. And I guess not being able to wear the rug on his head, he decided to shave the sides off because he looks like a bald eagle there. So let's get to the focal point for Alex Murdaugh. There, this is sticking out. I'm taking that one. What is it? It's so dark, it's hard for me to even see. Got to put my glasses on. Here we go. What is it? It is the Emperor in reverse. Ooh, the Emperor in reverse. You could see it right there written down there. The Emperor. The Emperor is the father card. That is the father that is loved, respected, trustworthy. Keeps structures in place. He keeps boundaries in place. He stands in his own power. Worldly success. Total authority figure. He may have been an authority figure at one point in time. At one point in time, he probably looked like he was keeping structures and rules in place and boundaries and respect with his success. But really, he was always abusive. He was always abusive. He was an authority, he was an overreach of power. He was authoritarian, dictator energy, a very negative presence and domineering. So daddy dearest, just like mommy dearest, that is daddy dearest position. So not a kind person, not respected. He's now all that respect he had before, or fear, more than likely he caused a lot of fear in people. It's all gone. That whole worldly status, that whole respect, keeping laws and all that in place, being a lawyer, it's all crashed and burned. It's just been stripped away because he killed two people, the death card. Let's get to the root, the hidden for Alex Murdaugh. The root, the hidden, the root. What is it he doesn't want people to know about himself? Which kind of got him down this road? Besides being born probably with no empathy and mental illness, we have here 3 of Wands in reverse. Things are never going to get better for him. Interesting deck. You can barely see the wands here. It just kind of looks like waves. That's like having your ships coming in, like everything's coming in, the water's coming in, things are moving fast towards you. 3 is about growth, communication, and it is a wand. So with the wand in reverse, nothing's going to improve. There's not going to be any growth for him. There's no forward movement for him with the wand in reverse. He's just going to be basically not have the motivation that he used to have, ambition, business, and family in reverse, and it's never going to grow. Why? He took out 2 people. He killed 2 of his members. So he'll never be able to have that family growth, that business growth. No more ships coming in for him, period. It'll never happen. It just strips everything he's ever worked for. No more creative ideas, no travel plans. He will never be able to go anywhere, do anything. He can't paint his world. A lot of changes are coming for him that are going to be very negative. He cannot take any first steps. He cannot take any aces, no aces in anything. He cannot go after goals. He can't promote himself. He cannot promote anything. He can't do shit, okay? Basically, his life's over. Sorry, I said that. All right. Past position that doesn't serve Alex Murdaugh. Past position that doesn't serve Alex Murdaugh. Yeah, there's going to be a lot that's not going to serve him. Being in prison for 2 life sentences is not going to want to serve him, I would think. Some think that being the type of person he is, he's going to feel like he's God in prison, like he's going to be some high-level criminal, and he'll probably embrace it. And there's a good possibility he could be like that. Personally, I think he's going to hate the food, and that's going to be a living nightmare in itself. It's like, where's my T-bone steak and my garlic mashed potatoes? Nope, you're not going to get that in prison. You're going to get surprise meat with a loaf of bread, a piece of bread, and dip it in some God knows what sauce. There we go. So what does not serve him is the 4 of Swords. Yeah, being destroyed, defeated. He got defeated. A lawyer's not going to like being defeated. So basically, total defeat. He's going to have to quiet his mind. He's very exhausted, recovering from trial. Basically, he's going to need to heal himself. He's just going to have to go into quiet mode, and that is a very quiet card. It's back to isolation and loneliness, like what we got earlier. So yes, he is defeated, and that does not suit a lawyer well at all. They don't like to lose. Psychopaths don't like to lose. Antisocials got to win, 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 win. Narcissists, malignant narcissists, they're hell-bent on winning. That's why they cheat. That's why they lie. That's why they steal. That's why they throw people under the bus, because they've got to win by all means necessary. So that definitely is going to be a sting to him and his psyche. Yes, it is. Let's go into the future. The future for Alex, the future for Alex. What is the future for Alex? What is the future for Alex? What is the future for him? This is it right here. The future for him is the Knight of Spears. Okay, Knight of Spears. So that would be Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles with the Chariot. So he's going to have to move forward with the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. I feel with this, he's going to try and fight it, more than likely. Very slow-moving energy with the Knight of Pentacles, and he's going to try to put out some, he's going to try and take a positive look at it, I suppose. With the Knight of Pentacles, it is putting ideas into action. It's a stubborn card. He's going to have to be patient and deeply absorbed in some kind of work, whatever they give him. He's going to want to be deeply absorbed into it, because that's one way to keep his mind off it and push forward with it. It's going to be a battle of the wills in his mind. He's going to be battling his dark side and his light side. It's going to feel like a game. I feel like this is a checkerboard game with that one card. It's like a game to him. It's going to be a game to him with that battle of the wills. He's going to be just, I gotta have some kind of goals in life. So he's going to want to look for some kind of goal and bury himself in some kind of work, which might be some prison job, whatever prison job. Maybe they'll put him in the law library. They'll probably put him in the law library like they put Ghislaine Maxwell. He'll probably help other inmates with their cases. So that's probably what he's going to end up doing, I feel, with that, because that's the only kind of meaningful work he can do. And losing is just not an option for him with this 4 of Swords. Just does not like being defeated. So I could see him working in the law library, because what else is he going to do? They're not going to put him in the kitchen. So here we go. The feelings in the situation. The feelings in the situation. The feelings in the situation for Alex. The feelings in the situation. The feelings, besides not having any empathy and calling the storm, because he called that whole situation. Here we go. The feelings in the situation is the 5 of Cups in reverse. So he's going to have to come to emotional peace with this situation. 5 of Cups upright is basically, it's an unfulfilled wish. He didn't get what he wanted. Here, he's just going to have to be at peace with it. He's going to have to go into acceptance phase. Acceptance phase. And then we have it paired with the 4 of Cups. So with the 4 of Cups, this basically is trying to find stability, emotional stability, but basically there's a lot of indifference, trying to get that stability, but really he's indifferent. He's going to feel very empathetic. Empty inside and apathetic. Yes, apathetic. Very fractured psyche. It's the boredom card, so very psychopathic. They don't like being bored. total indifference to people, very cannot accept the emotions, fails to recognize emotions, fails to recognize the love of other people. These people are very cut off emotionally, very fractured emotionally, very distancing, retreating. Anyone that comes and tries to give him love, he's just probably not going to be super willing to absorb it. He never truly has. That's why I had that King of Cups in reverse. He's not capable of loving himself or other people. You know, just like I got over here. You know, he cannot bond and connect to anybody. He truly can't. So this is, to me, the Four of Cups is someone who's very broken emotionally. They cannot connect. Very fractured psyche. So that is what a lot of people see him as out in the public. Very fractured person. So very indifferent. He's like acting very indifferent. He's got this kind of smile on his face with his mugshot. You'll see he's not frowning. His lips are straight across and almost with a little tinge on the upper corners of the mouth. Like he's not super bothered. So there's a level of indifference that people are going to say, not really emotionally upset. So you're going to see that in the mugshot, that he doesn't look totally miserable. And that's here, right here, because this is what people are going to be saying. Look at that. The guy's got to be totally empty inside. What the hell is that, So lack of emotions. He just has a lack of emotions. He's just not going to be showing. He doesn't want to give people the satisfaction, more than likely. And that's probably why he's doing it too. Let's get to the hopes and fears. The hopes and fears. Hopes and fears for Alex. We have here the Seven of Swords with the Nine of Swords. So this is the fear aspect. He's getting the fear aspect. And then with the Queen of Cups in reverse. So I would say with the Queen of Cups in reverse, he's going to need psychotherapy, but it's not going to do anything for him. This is emotional manipulation. This also can be represent Maggie, his wife, who was the Queen of Cups. She was someone who probably was obsessed with her feelings. She would stare at her emotional cup. She was nurturing, but she was a very sad woman, but a good mother, and but could be smothering and could easily be hurt. There was probably some boundary issues, but here he's going to probably view her as mental instability, victimhood, sulks, codependent. She was a codependent female. So he kind of looks at her as codependent female on him, but was probably most likely very obsessed with her feelings and was a nurturing, sad mother who knew she had a husband who had problems and was easily hurt, could easily lead to depression. And, probably, very responsive to emotions, engulfed in her emotions, and looking at her in a negative light. And he also removed her from the earth plane. So that's why she's in reverse. And then we have here the that is Seven of Spears. So that is Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is the family tree. So he removed her from the family tree. As you can see, this looks like a tree. It looks like a tree. So loss of a loved one. He took her out. He took out his wife. So he's going to, hopes and fears is he's going to be plagued with how he took her down, the multiple shots she took. That's going to play out over and over in his mind, I feel, because it's giving him the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is someone who basically has a bothered conscience or mental anguish, rumination. The fact that he lacks a conscience, I'm going to say that it's going to be a lot of rumination. And it might even affect, it may quite possibly affect his sleep because it's the card of insomnia, and it's over something that happened in the past. So I think he's going to play that over and over in his head about taking her down, and it's just going to really ruminate. I don't see him as having a bothered conscience because that Nine of Swords really is the weeping. I think he's going to think about his wife weeping because it is the weeping card and how she was highly emotional. Probably the downfall of the marriage and how she was ready to leave him and ready to bolt the marriage and remove herself from him, which would have put that family tree in reverse, that loss of a loved one. She was going to leave him. She was taking stock, realizing there were money lost, there were things that weren't adding up, and she needed to act now. She needed to act. She was ready to act because she had a bothered conscience, I feel. She was very emotional over the things that were happening, but he took it down and he removed her. And so he's going to be thinking about how she was going to divorce him more than likely. So that's how I see that. It can read both ways, and I see it both ways, his mind and then her mind. Let's go into the final outcome. The final outcome for Alex and his mugshot, how he's feeling. Alex and his mugshot, how he's feeling. How he's feeling, that bald eagle. Here we go. How you feeling? I want to call him cue ball. Okay, Alex. Alex, you look so different. Okay. And he's lost so much weight. I guess the prison food's not good. Like I said, he's not going to get his T-bone steak and his garlic mashed potatoes and all his fine 5-star meals. That would be just horrible. Wow. Final outcome. The Empress. Wow. He is really thinking about his abundance that he used to have. This is the abundance card, being able to birth new things, having the embodiment of nurturing female around you. He's going to be thinking of her. He's not so much thinking of his son, but he's thinking of Maggie. He's thinking of how she used to nurture him. So tonight, I would say the energy tonight is he's thinking of Maggie. Right here, he's thinking of her, how she was ready to bolt him, and how nurturing she was. And she was a good nurturing mother, but she was very emotionally dependent, very connected to her emotions, to where it would kind of break her. Not a super, strong female in that sense. But she had boundary issues, apparently, because the Queen of Cups upright does have boundary issues. And it can lead to a lot of depression. I think he made her very depressed within that marriage. He realized how nurturing and how good he had it. And she helped give him a very abundant life, a very nurturing life. She's also the one who gave him his children, because that's the childbirth card. So he's thinking about when the kids were born. He's thinking about when Paul was born. He's thinking about the pregnancy, that period of his life. So he's thinking about that nurturing energy that used to be his life. But now he's not going to have that. Let's clarify that Empress. Let's clarify that Empress. Let's clarify that Empress about how he's feeling tonight. You never know where their thoughts are going to be, especially with someone like that. It's not going to be normal for the most part. Their mind just isn't normal. So I get some really weird responses sometimes. Let's clarify that Empress. What else is he thinking about with the Empress? Okay, I will just take the top one here. What do I have here? I have here the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, he's realizing he should have let go of a certain pattern of behavior that he used to have. She told him no. No, you got to stop. You got to stop the drugs. You got to stop what you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, you need to stop. Stop holding that pattern of behavior. Here is about holding a pattern of behavior. It's also about building your financial security. Here, giving up control, giving up possession, removing the pattern of behavior. Now he's going to have this lack of resources, lack of security. He's going to have to release all that behavior he had before, because it got him into this position, into this situation, because of his greed. This is the card of greed. She tried telling him, you got to stop. Whatever it is you're doing, you got to stop. This isn't going to end well. She told him no. He didn't listen. Now he has no choice, but he's going to have to release those behaviors because it's forced on him. The law forced it on him. The law forced it on him, and he lost. That does not serve him. So that is that. Let's get into the center of the deck. What do I have here? The center of the deck, I have here the Fool. The Fool in reverse. He went down the wrong path, and now he's drowning. He's drowning from his own path, going down the wrong road. He made the wrong decision for himself, for everyone. Very poor judgment and naive, lacks direction, and he is no expert. And this is a total failure. Total failure. This card here on the center of the deck, center of the situation. We have here the High Priestess in reverse. So everything came to light. All of the lies came out. The secret's out. And there's no aces in his feelings. So back to him being having psychopathy, antisocial personality disorder, repressed intuition, trying to withhold information, but everything comes out. All the secrets are coming out now. All that he was trying to hide became revealed. Just like she was saying, you got to stop what you're doing or this isn't going to end well. She told him, no, I'm going to leave you if you don't stop. And now it's all out because he killed her. And so now he's stuck. No aces in the feeling means, you know, he's not going to have, he doesn't have an ace of pentacles. He doesn't have ace of swords. He doesn't have an ace of cups. He doesn't have an ace of wands. There's no aces for him to wake up. This is why he ended up in this position, because he didn't get that aha moment with the swords, his cups, his wands, or his pentacles. So it put all that into reverse. His work, his money, his education, his struggles, conflicts, intellect, his emotional behaviors, love, happiness, spirituality, ambition, business, family, everything went into reverse because he has an inability to have that aha awareness. All the aces is like a breakthrough. It's like a breakthrough card. All aces are breakthroughs within each pentacle, sword, cup, and wand. Those ahas did not click. Since it didn't click, he was very blocked to seeing the aha and the awareness, lack of awareness in essence. So lack of awareness is why he ended up in the situation and all the lies came out. Everything he was trying to hide came out. Now he's in prison. So he is looking at this. He's thinking of her, thinking about the children, thinking about how, you know, losing doesn't suit him. Really crazy, but this is why. And he also does not care. He's not going to cry over them. And he's calling the storm. Now he's put himself in his own storm too. He caused a storm. Now he's in a storm. He's going to be locked up. He's going to be around a very chaotic environment. And now he has to call the storm. He's going to probably be kind of on defensive mode here. And so because he put himself in that position. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe, and I will show you the box here. That is called the Black Tarot, and that is Dark Mirror. All right, you guys, until next time, bye.